With you in just a moment. With you in just a moment. Audio issues resolved. But apart from the ones where I remembered to re-enable the audio, so I was largely talking to myself. So where were we? We have talked to people up here. Now let's just check, is the stream's integration running okay? Seems to be. Just gonna test the chat.
Looking for something odd? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Oh, thanks, Ozzy, and hi, Ozzy. I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, it looks like the voting's working as well. So, I think you were streaming your own when we were playing last night. So, just bring up your speed. This here is a racist lorry driver. Don't like him very much. We've had a chat with him. Several chats with him, in fact. We had a good look at the statue down at the bottom of the screen. We've had a chat with one of the with the strike breaker and one of the strikers. Haven't really done much with the body. We've established we can't get it down right now. Manana, kill me, Manana. Yeah, I like him. He's quite nice. Very chill dude. So got a bunch of right. The map seems to work when I'm up this end of the map, but not when I'm down at the bottom. So we're all the way up here, and we have been down as far as Martinaise waterfront, which I think is there-ish. Just noticed there's a big shiny cube thing there. Martinaise district in the Jamrock quarter of the Revachol zone of control. So, in terms of challenges, the warded door is not actually the shack in the backyard yet. I have not, no. Barbell. So, when you say shack in the backyard, up here. Oh, yeah, there's a greenhouse. Somehow thought we wouldn't get in there. Oh, I haven't seen this before either.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Oh, that. Okay, let's do a stats munge. See if we can get this up. So that would be intelligence, I think. Mm. Nice.
Maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. 1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number
Ooh.
46.
That is visual calculus coming into its own, isn't it?
Two, standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3, hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4, standard work boot, number 45 or 46. You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them.
I wish my inner dialogue was that firm with me, I have to say.
5, another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 6, an aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41. Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped.
I am pretty good at this, aren't I?
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way. 7, the glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46, but the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. 8, and yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
How many?
Okay, well that's what the voting is for. Being sarky at Kim, are we?
I counted 20. I take it it's less than that. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
I'll work through these. Kind of the form I take, Ozzy, is that I'm guided largely by people. If there's something I really want, I will veto it. Or if I just disagree, like there's something really horrible and misogynistic or otherwise nasty that I just don't want to do. And if it comes out 50-50 and so on, one of my viewers started talking about all the dice she's been collecting. So I went and dug out mine from Games and Puzzles. And I still have many of them. So I roll them. While obviously reminiscing at length about running Games and Puzzles. Because I don't think it can ever be mentioned without me going on for about 10 minutes about it. Cool. I'll work through these.
Kid?
And yeah, when there's a clear sort of we're just going to ask these questions one after the other, I try not to like make everyone vote on each one unless there's a funny one. I may have mentioned the fireworks. Probably not in full. I think I'll save that story for another time. Could be a woman, could be a kid. Don't think there's any way to be sure. I think that's a vote. As it happens, I agree. I don't think there is any way to be sure, and the game hasn't given you any hints. Says that the thing is underdeveloped, so that suggests a kid.
Understood. Anything else?
Heavy one?
200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other hoisted up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
Well, you know what? You're probably on the nail there, Kim.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
But this is what the voting is for. Okay.
Maybe it wasn't.
There is real, palpable excitement in his voice at the prospect of not being a giant.
One of the things I love about this game is that it second guesses the player an awful lot, and it does it really, really well. So it will kind of lull you into going, right, if I'm factual about this, I'll get the best results. And they know that you'll know that, so they have scripted it. It kind of, if you take a chance, if you do something off-piste, there's a chance it will lead you down a very strange and different route, and it'll be more entertaining or more rewarding in some way. Or there's a chance it will just fall flat. There's always risk there. So it keeps it interesting.
It could have been, but if it wasn't...
I'm going to go with one.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
You're thinking, why did they have to carry?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Okay. Maybe the victim refused to walk to his own lynching. Seems reasonable. Maybe the victim wasn't conscious. Or could also be reasonable. Our reading of these prints could be wrong. Don't feel that's likely given the high visual calculus scores, but let's see what people think. Hi, Feather. I'm going to veto that one. Actually, no. I'm going to go with it.
I'm not assuming it isn't, but it's still helpful. Is there anything else? 200?
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight.
Possibly.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows. You have a point there. Anyway, it's something to consider. What else can you see? Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul.
I gather your 3D printer has been monopolised for the production of a rather funky-looking dice tower. Interesting. Let's name it the Odd Soul. It's a good name.
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
He regrets it the moment he says it.
What are you going to do with it when you get the use of it back? What, so one of the people you're looking for is a drummer. Okay.
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Nod thoughtfully. I was actually thinking the exact same thing. A lie. Interesting. If only I'd come up with that idea. Well, when you do have ideas and you're printing them, do feel free to share pics. I'm really interested in this. Okay, we will nod thoughtfully.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Yes, prudent. I'm not sure. We don't want to attract too much attention. I'm not sure. I think I agree. I think it's always worth injecting a bit of thoughtfulness into Kim's statements because he's very straightforward.
You're right. Let's keep a low profile. A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller who reported the hanging.
Makes
It
sense.
is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
That's pretty smart.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy.
I think we have a firm understanding of what happened here.
The lieutenant's eyes narrow. He's thinking to himself.
Let's see.
Doubt, perhaps. It would be unprofessional of him to be sure of himself at such an early stage of the investigation.
Okay.
Either way. What else?
We've been through it all. Right, so... Ah! I see. Oh, there's a rooftop we can get out on here. I hadn't noticed that before.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Okay. The white check. Let's do a... Let's do a skill munge. So... That is motorics, I think. Yeah. Off we go. Yeah, it worked. Let's go for it. Evens.
Because it's nice and orderly. Well-laid pallets. Easy on the eyes.
Oh, that's bollocks, isn't it?
Rhythmic pattern calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff.
Oh, well, that's a handy Outcome?
It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack.
Uh-huh.
Glad you asked. When junior researcher Olari Tal invented Eternite in the Vartna Polytechnic Institute some 30-odd years ago, he thought it would last forever. Hence the name. Sadly, the only lasting thing turned out to be the material's highly carcinogenic effect.
It's basically asbestos, isn't it? Okay. Oh, there's a box there. So I can't get in the shack from that side, at least. That's interesting. Holding down right button also highlights anything, so you don't need to go and... Oh, we just can't get in there. That's all upstairs. And the check is...
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material.
So we need to up our motorics somehow. Can't do anything with the body. Oh, we can have a look at that though. I don't want to talk to Kuno right now.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, "Whirling in rags." There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still. Maybe you're prioritizing it.
You're prioritizing a container. Well, that's a little bit of a hunch.
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
Oh, cool. And here we are. A division, but in this case, yeah, I'm going to roll the dice, and it's 1. If you're interested, D6 divided by 2. Well, sorry, first 3 numbers are the first choice, second 3 numbers are second choice, and I got a 1.
What do you mean, feel?
It's extra sensory perception. Whatever in there holds a special significance. It's just a hunch. Maybe someone threw something in there. Nothing. And Vit. Hi, MK. It's extra sensory perception. Whatever is in there holds a special significance.
I agree. We should get someone from the remote viewers division here.
Oh, we have a remote viewers division. That's awesome.
He's being sarcastic. Do not ask what the remote viewers division is.
Okay. They don't have a remote viewers division. What is the remote viewers division? There's no need for sarcasm. I just feel strongly about it, that's all. Maybe it's not connected to the case, but still, we'll say nothing. Vote. I am vetoing. I'm going for. There's no need for sarcasm.
Oh, it might also be evidence. The mob could have disposed of something in there. We should get it open.
I'm not going to embarrass myself by asking him because I think I already know.
This trash container is
Oh,
locked.
okay.
We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or...
Or, Lieutenant? No, or. Pry bar! It's a 50-50 split, and I'm going to roll the dice for this one, I think. Yep, 50-50. It's 1.
Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
It's a fair point.
Also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea.
Yeah. So far, the pry bar hasn't been much use because I'm weak as shit, basically. Right. So until we can get through the shack, so on this, all of this area is locked to us. So let's go to the Whirling in Rags. I will remember this. There's also a new guy to talk to in here. Or at least, I'm pretty sure he wasn't there before.
Can I help you?
Is that crash? Is the trash container out back yours?
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Such a knob. I really hate the Garte.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbours too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
Oh, you really are a
I
knob,
thought
aren't
as
you?
much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
Yeah, if I play this again, I will probably not do what I did this time. But once I got started, oh yeah, I did a little poll of the Discord channel that's associated with this Twitch, and went, should I restart? Only one person voted, and they said no. I was like, yeah, actually, you know, it's a challenge. Let's do it this way.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
No, I am going with 1. No vote on that one.
Prod at him and find out.
Doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor? We need those keys. Vote! Okay.
What do you need them for?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Oh, really?
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Oh, cool. Say hi to Simon from me. I think, yeah, this is only participatory within however much you want to participate. If no one votes, I will just choose. I really don't mind. That's not a non-interactable door, which is a bit irritating. Just having a prod around. Interesting.
The window stands broken in its frame. The morning light hurts your eye. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn.
Okay.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
You're looking at the destruction? I'm sorry for this. I did it. My way. This is where the magic happens. Or say nothing and nod stoically. Vote! Okay.
I can see that.
Level up. Tempted to just stand in the doorway and leave him stuck in the apartment. This my apartment wing. Right, so we've popped up to physique. It's time to try something else. Perception is something we needed earlier, and let's have a look. Cool for fine detail detectives, sensualists, and urban scavengers. That is pretty cool. Perception wants you to be open to the world, with eyes, ears, and nose working at full capacity. It enables you to take in what others don't notice. The little wad of bills hid away in the sugar bowl, the odour of a perp hiding beneath the floorboards, the gulp of a suspect after claiming they've nothing to hide. At high levels, perception takes in every final detail of the physical world, enough to overwhelm all but the strongest mind. However, with low levels, you're going to miss out on everything. After all, you can't arrest what you can't see, hear, or smell. Sound like a good thing to be increasing? Feels like it to me. I think the other things I'm interested in are shivers. For city lovers, the wisest of the streetwise, the genuinely supernatural. Shivers come when the temperature drops and you become more keenly aware of your surroundings. It enables you to hear the city itself, to truly belong to the streets. It's a supernatural ability. Old wrongs play out in present time. Scenes across the city happen in front of you. But who is speaking to you? At high levels, shivers may make you seem mad to the outside world as you listen to the city when you don't listen to others. Your superiors may begin to worry. With the low shivers, though, you will seldom hear the city speaking to you. If you cannot hear it, how can you ever save it? Or we can hold off for the moment. I might do that. As VK will be back fairly soon. I think it's a choice they'd like to be involved in. So let's go and talk to the chap downstairs, because the white checks are where we're... Yeah, well, I'm just off the threshold for Inland Empire, it seems, for my tie not to talk to me. And I regret that. I'm quite tempted to do to up Inland Empire.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Kubek. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Garancy Kubek. Please, it's not funny.
I am not going to put that one to the vote because I know you lot. So I'm having 3.
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
Okay.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn.
Well, if we were looking for a drummer, I think we found it.
It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
Touch the door. Try to push on the door. I wonder where this door leads. I'll be back door, mark my words. Vote! Oh, someone doesn't want to interact with the door. Okay. Touch the door.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined. Whatever is behind it must be older.
Okay. Shall we try to push on the door? Wonder where it leads? Or announce that we'll be back, mark our words? Yeah, well, it is kinda, isn't it? Oh, got you, yeah. We shall push on the door.
The door doesn't budge.
I will wonder where the door leads.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
I am drawn to its cobalt blue. It's part of the whirling in rags. There's something about this place that makes me want to know. Out of duty, we may find something pertinent to the investigation. You're right, it's not important. Let's go. Okay, 50-50. I'm going to cast a vote. I'll just roll for this one. I'm going to need new dice. This has come up 1 on every roll so far. Well, it wasn't doing that the other day. But 1.
It is quite pretty. I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation.
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
Okay. Yes, a mini side investigation. No, the door is a mega investigation. I'm calling it Behind the Blue Door. The door and the main investigation will merge into a stereo investigation. Vote! I'm going to put some tea on. The door and the main investigation will merge into a stereo investigation.
If you say so, Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Oh, I gotta talk to bloody Gart again.
Can I help you?
I saw another thing at the Whirling.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
There's a mysterious blue steel door at the back of the kitchen.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Do you know what's behind it? Do you have... Okay, then never mind. I'm going with do you know what's behind this?
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frick warehouse, probably.
Wondering about it is, of course, exactly what he's been doing for 10 years.
Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Okay, I think you'd like to know what's back there. Or let him get to pretend he's indifferent. Okay, let him get to pretend he's indifferent.
He looks at the dust on his finger and wipes it off.
I wonder if we can do that again.
That door, sure. No, I don't.
Wondering about...
Or some...
He's attempting to maintain...
Yeah, we can do both.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage.
Okay, you're far too
So,
important.
I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?
Is there anything else you'd like to say to the door, MK, before we move on? It's your last chance. I'm going out the other door. I'm sure it responds positively. Right, I'm a bit... What do we do next? Oh, there's a bench here. Don't know if I've looked at that.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
I think our biggest lead is the docks right now. It's all about the challenges, isn't it? Oh, the Eternite. So we can do a recheck on that. We can go back and check that. Ah. Yeah, let's go back to the Eternite. See if we can open it.
Inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
That's interesting. Oh, it's because it was highlighted, right.
A Stars Riker, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. An oldie, but a goldie. Not too many people outside of Grad, and Revachol West too, it appears.
Okay. Hey Kim, check this out.
Estache Raiko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
Hold on, maybe I can impress him. How do I know? Do I know what happened last time? What happened last time, Kim? T. Yeah, let's just let Kim have this one.
An old case for my precinct. A couple of Jim's migrants saw a Stajajko stopped in the street, painted just like this, muddy brown. Murdered the driver on the spot.
Why would they do that?
They said it was an honor killing, Hussar style. The Jim's community protested the trial, flying the banners of some old king or whatever. 5,000 came to protest.
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
Hate to correct you, Kim, but only 4,395 people were on that protest. Who are the Zemsk community? What they sentenced the killers to? Kim, could our hanged man have been the driver of this car? Interesting. Before we proceed, I've got an opinion on this paint job. And vote. We're going to be a pedant, are we? We're going to be a pedant.
Is that so, officer? I'll take you at your word.
And that was a good response. So, who are the the community? What they sentenced the killers to? Could our hanged man have been in the driver of this car? Interesting, but before we proceed, I've got an opinion about this paint job. Yep. What they sentenced the killers to?
4 years for murder in Reunion. The Perps were remorseful. They're sorry, knocked 8 years off the sentence. That's the system.
The prisons in the greater Revachol industrial harbour are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
Who are these Zismis community? Kim, could our hanged man have been the driver of this car? Interesting. Before we proceed, I've got an opinion on this paint job. Righto.
Yes, detective?
I think it looks better brown and black. They should have left it baby blue. Vote!
You sure you're not Jimsk?
He shares a smile with you, only for a second.
Yes, you're sure you're not. Or, if you are, it's only in that Revacholian way. 4 to 5% maximum.
I think we've probably done everything we can with this, but...
Hello, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Hello.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Okay.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
The young woman at the giant's side agrees. Say nothing. Size him up first. What do you mean my body betrays my degeneracy? My body does not betray my degeneracy. My body is unimportant. I'm with the police and we need to get into the harbour. Or leave. And vote. Okay.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Balrul.
Gul. His face contorts in disgust as if he were smelling a dead rat.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Balrul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Okay. Wait, Al Ghul? Smell your breath? Kim, is it really so bad? You're right, and I'm an alcoholic. Now I need to enter the harbour. I don't have a problem with Al Ghul. I just drink a little on the weekends. Enough, I need you to open the door to the harbour. And vote. Righty-ho. You're right, I'm an alcoholic. Now, I need to enter the harbour.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Okay.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
That fat racist over there, point to the racist lorryman. You're just him after pumping some iron. I am the police and I need you to comply now. Take a step closer. That's very likely to kill us. The race stuff is unimportant here. I just need you to help me to do my job, please. And vote. Uh-huh. Give myself a fighting chance. I'll roll the dice. Nope. We're going to commit suicide.
Jerking motions. Signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
I do not like this guy.
You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbour.
Come on, I just need you to move about 20 centimetres back. Push him out of the way. You're right about all of this. Now I just need you to let me go into the harbour. This is going nowhere. Leave. Oh, we're down this path. I haven't saved in a while. No vote.
It is my task to keep the degenerate trance from entering the arbor.
Let's try being reasonable.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war.
This person is
Bring your
mental.
troops to the Seminole Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality called art, and your microcephalic skulls.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Mesheket's race theory. He would take you as one of his own.
Right, good idea. Wouldn't that mean I have to become a Seminese supremacist myself? And vote?
Well, yes. Why? Don't you want to be a Seminese supremacist? So what if you're not Seminese? You can be anything.
You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an advanced racist. You serve the Union, don't you? Aren't they white? What are those tattoos of yours supposed to mean? 3, conceptualization check, which is a high. 4, knock him out, which we're not going to try, because it's not going to work. So, vote, first 3 please. I'm going to ignore 4s.
Oh, don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
He turns his eyes towards the harbour, seemingly bored with you. But you still serve them. How does that factor into your life? You keep telling yourself that. I'm sorry, of course, I understand now. Deeper. Okay.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital, something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble.
Of course it is.
It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
I'm no communist. Communism is pretty cool. Individualism is my jam. My jam is a mysterious fourth thing. Enough of this. Good evening. We have decided that communism is pretty cool, which feels appropriately spleen. Indeed, I shall post proof very shortly.
Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure to challenge the world order. Individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted diseases.
This guy is pretty intense.
All. Rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music?
I had gotten it from disco, actually. It's true, I'm a rock and roll star and a rebel. Youth culture does not affect my thinking. And vote. Ooh, rich. Well, I believe I have that. No, I don't have that yet, but I will. Is that something that interests you this evening? Oh, did that vote work? I've gotten it from disco, actually.
Offshoots of the Seminese people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race. But what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminese race.
Okay, I'll ask. Who are the Seminese? I don't really know who the Seminese are. I've recently experienced head trauma. Wonderful. I need to enter the harbour now on police business. Wonderful. We're done with this line of inquiry. And vote.
The Simonese are the South Island race, haplogroup A4A, the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago.
I think I was aware of that from looking at it. Why don't you give it a go?
The future. That is all you need to know.
So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Revachol.
I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Louis are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Simonese women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the Pay.
So you did come from the islands. So you did not come from the islands. Understood. And vote. Well, I have Devour now, so we shall have to play it at the earliest opportunity.
No, I have heard about it on the radio.
He's being sarcastic, I think. So you're not really Simonese, you're just from Revachol. Cool. Okay.
I'm from Couronne, and no, it is not just in Revachol. The city is central to the Simonese strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with, and never getting into the harbor.
Well, he's not gonna give us what we want. Options. Kim, what do you think about this? What are those tattoos of yours are supposed to mean? And make a roll for conceptualization. And we will probably not do physical instrument even if someone votes for it, because I don't want to die. Vote away. Fine, I shall choose. I'll ask Kim.
I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one.
Kim did a funny!
That will be the...
That will be our lucky racist! How do you know there will be a next racist? I like the previous racist better, actually. Vote.
He will grant us 3 wishes.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits, a protruding occiput, and an indented zygomatic bone.
Oh god, he does
The
phrenology.
lieutenant does not flinch.
You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. He still has the use of his mind.
Let's ask him about his ink.
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
He gestures towards the lorryman down the street.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection.
Head measurer,
I
of course.
have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be...
Oh! Are you sure? I mean, that jaw is clear an atavistic stigmata. Your earlobes are too big. You're sure I'm not craniometrically superior to you? You're right, that's craniometric perfection. My race does not stand a chance. Say nothing. And vote. Vote? Ah, the vote is locked out. Okay. I get to choose. I'm going to go with 1.
That atavistic stigmata makes pussy say yes, plenty.
Okay.
Babe, thanks. But I got this. Racists, I am
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free.
The size of the earlobes is not a real craniometric criteria. Everyone knows this.
Your earlobes are flawless, Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc.
Yes.
Oh, why not?
Correct.
Okay. Let's do this roll.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Measurehead, I am new to this world. Help me understand its races. I need to know what different kinds of races there are.
Do you?
This is for the thing.
You are obviously a liberal, Sailorite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of mycotechnology and your sartorial choices. Do not deny your friend the truth you have denied yourself. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on? Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Mao, of course. The Mao are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose intolerant. A common result of inbreeding. A receding genetic pool has led the Mao on reprehensible street parades in Mao cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats. You know them by the names of their nation states: the Oranese, the Gotwaldings, and the Königsteiners. My people simply call them Mao.
Mahoon is a derogative term for first world people of Gotwaldian descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, people of Katla, like the Sulu and the Uhu, are much more lactose intolerant. In some municipalities of Oranje, people do wear shoes made of wood to street parades. Green, orange, and even yellow tassels have also been seen on hats.
The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity in tassel-centric culture.
Tassel-centric culture.
Inbreeding has led to a lactose-intolerant subrace whom no one can take seriously.
Okay, got it. Who are Type A then, in your view?
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of tail by the golden Pisantic Sea, the Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the North Königsteiners, all have Type A race propensities. The other large Mondial
Oh god, this is doing my head
the
in.
Mesk are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem.
He draws his finger across his face.
Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food, which in turn only produces more sebum. As proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Simonese and the Areopagite are on the ascent.
Oh
The
boy.
indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago, the Simonese inhabit the southern islands. I am Simonese from the stock of Ulruiron, Ile-de-Fantôme. The Areopagites are the master race of the Ile-Maran deserts. The Simonese are descendants of the Areopagites. We came here during a heroic migration from Ile-Maran to Ansuland, thousands of years before the lactose-intolerant Martinaise Occidentals discovered this place. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Simonese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls.
He falls silent, contemplating the beauty in the mystery.
The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite or Simeopagite super race. That is all. There are no more Type A races in the world.
Nature was not capable of more.
Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. The Khoikos and the Vacholier, they are mud-colored people.
The koi colors of Gra, Yuga, Gips, Chest et al. Are what you would call white officer in a suspect description.
You said Kojikos. I've been trying to identify them as white in official descriptions. Mud-coloured? It's working now. Vote. If anyone's around to vote after that monologue. Okay.
To an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham's of witch. But look into their eyes and you will see. They are of a distinct muddy color, and so is their skin. Unhealthy, sweaty, and ashen. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad people have undergone for drinking alcohol and smoking the degenerate tobacco and for eating potato.
Okay, dude.
The Khoiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with Podard. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates, like political amoeba.
Hello!
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
So, You don't like ethnostates and the Vachurias you mentioned? We're talking with another racist, because of course we are. Hello, Howard Sports.
They are microscopic. The Semenoreopagite superstate will cover the entire remaining planetary crust, uninterrupted. From Holy Semenine to the Boreal Plateau of Katla. Its leaders will be the genetic epitome of the Semenese
Oh dear.
Areopagite stock, elected by nature, not the base inner spoilage called demos.
The Vachurias you mentioned?
The Vacholians, halfway between the A and the racial couronne. Two mixed to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000-year history on this planet.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
Just checking. Oh, right, the voting's working now. I'll do it again in a second. I'm pretty sure history hasn't lasted that long. I've heard about this revolution, mistakes were made, but it was the right stuff. You're wrong about it. That revolution was perpetrated by degenerate left-wing marauders, not all the people of Revachol. Go away, stupid physical thoughts. I'm just going to do that again to give everybody a chance.
The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless times over, like a fever dream of skin, hair, and bone. Wake up, my chess piece.
Naive chess piece. Okay, it looks like we get a choice between them. I've heard about this revolution. Mistakes were made, but it was the right stuff. You're wrong about it. That revolution was perpetrated by degenerate left-wing marauders, not all the people of Revachol. We disagree with him in either way.
The
Okay.
revolution came to Revachol from Grad, in Zara's written potato carts. It is literally an illness, a prion disease that leaves the parietal and frontal lobe ridden with holes. A soft, sponge-like mass of dementia, hallucination, and paranoia.
Right.
The revolution is fatal, familial.
I just have to do something for a moment.
A hereditary prion condition passed from the Khoikhoi to the Occidentals. But not sexually. Probably through trade routes and potate acid, the prime component of the potato plant.
Right, hang on, I will be right back. back. Where were we? The revolution is a fatal familial insomnia. I can't do this guy's voice. Anyway, he's obviously hung up about people having sex between different races, and obviously potatoes are at fault for everything.
Enough of type mediocrity. Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me.
Okay, so what do we say? Chimeric experiments? Or, yes, better not go into it. I really don't want to know. I'm going to agree with that.
It would be cruel to entertain ourselves with their deformities. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on?
Now that we've been through all the types, do I understand advanced race theory?
You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it.
Will you let me into the harbour if I do? Ask him how do I word the mystery, which will accept the thought. Or, on second thoughts, I don't have time to get any deeper into this stuff, decline the thoughts. Reasonable question.
We will see.
Access to the Union is important for our investigation, but there may be another way, without becoming a race theoretician.
Kim's got a point.
And I'm mildly worried he might take it seriously. The lieutenant thinks. Yes, I am. He concludes. I am worried.
Okay, so do we accept or decline? Do we become, or potentially become, a racist, or do we reject this theory? Vote.
Lost, though, buckled away at the last gate. This is why your haplogroup will never rise from the ashes. Now, I need to luxuriate in the private company of my bay. Leave me. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vacholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
Right, that ain't gonna work it. Oh, we bested him in cranial, so we've got a bonus there. It would be really nice to punch this guy out. So we might look into how to do that in a bit. I'm not going back into that dialogue tree because it took forever. So, while you were away, we looked at some other stuff, including having a chat in the room, and that gave me enough points to level up, so I have a point to spend. And I was wondering what to spend it on. So, things that I've got. Composure is... not composure. Perception is one of the ones that I've got a test for at the moment. That we need to pass. Shivers is another one that's interesting. Although it looks like we can only upgrade it once. Yeah, I'm thinking that. So would you like to have a look at Perception's info? It's cool for fine detail detectives, sensualists, and urban scavengers. Perception wants you to be open to the world with eyes, ears, and nose working at full capacity. It enables you to take in what others don't notice. The little wad of bills hid away in the sugar bowl. The odour of a perp hiding beneath the floorboards. The gulp of a suspect after claiming they've got nothing to hide. At high levels, perception takes in every final detail of the physical world, enough to overwhelm all but the strongest mind. However, with low levels, you are going to miss out on everything. After all, you can't arrest what you can't see, hear, or smell. We think we probably want to go with that one. Yeah, let's do it. We've got a recheck on that, so let's go back there.
Inconspicuous pile of the roofing material Eternite.
So we've got a medium check. Would anybody like to help me get my stats up? So the motoric stat up by 1. Pick one to raise, one to lower. Okay, it's a little bit of chance, but that's it.
Because it's nice and orderly, well-laid pallets, rhythmic pattern, calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff.
And it's locked again. Okay. What else can we do? We're going to need more stats. Right. While we're here. Oh, we've got the keys for this thing. That's one of the things we did.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags.
Let's open it with a key.
With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Didn't I just have a premonition that something's in there? Or open the lid? Hey.
There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid.
We might not like it, but we're going to open it anyway. Yeah.
rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You. Yay, we've done a task. We're going to look under the boxes of carton, pick at the rags, or search the food waste. Ew. At least we're wearing those gloves.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar.
Yeah.
A box falls into pieces in your hands. Baptiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Okay. Rags or food waste next? Yeah, I think it's just going to be a...
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
Oh dear.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
Bags of
Guitar
trousers.
wore blue jeans. Pockets empty or empty. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for it. Or, nope. I'm going to just say reach for
A
it.
drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-coloured, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Pass. Ooh.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of ribbed shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that,
Thrown out towel, a mug, that's all.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them there. He's advising against that. You think someone from the Whirling might have been involved, maybe? Or, okay. It's not working again. Yep. Not working at all.
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked and this establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
The fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
Right.
the lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Okay, search the food waste or get the mug.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels mostly, unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey,
Hey.
nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here.
Interesting.
What's this?
What? Oh, was that? There's nothing more here. Too curious. That's us. gonna kill us. Everything kills us.
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
Inland Empire was warning you not to do this because Kim is going to know that that's your stuff that you presumably bend in a massive drunken fit. Back in a second, just getting my tea. Is that your paperwork? No, it can't be. I don't know what this is.
Yes, it is. Look. This plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form.
A miserable looking slip of paper sticks to the board.
If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
Stupid excuse time. It must have been cramping my style. It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin. I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore, so I threw it away. Someone from them whirling and threw it in the trash? I don't know. I'm boring. I'd rather not talk about it right now. $50-50. Dice time. It is. I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore, so I threw it away.
Well,
His eyes express a rare condolence. Then he picks it up.
lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes.
Okay, I'll do that. Say nothing. I don't know, man. Sounds like an order. I don't take those.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what you really see. Or are we finished?
Peers into the trash where soggy cartons and rags stink uninvitingly.
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Let's get the mug.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron.
An antique.
Only in its social sensibility.
I wish there was an option not to have the mug. We done.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much. It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything else? I think I got it, or put it away.
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you. Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Do we inspect the toilet paper? Inspect the clip. Browse the white papers. Browse the yellow papers. Look at the clipboard or smell the ledger. Put it all away. How was sports, BK?
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What's in there? What are they about?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate, due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases, undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Oh, good luck. You attempted 2 cases a week on average. Just a moment, please. Fine. Is 2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant? There was a mention of a naming convention here. Count the pages. Have to open an official case. Is there room? Vote.
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
2 cases a week appears to have been my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure I completed them, though. Nod and return to the case notes.
Two? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
Oh, he's a good guy. I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes. I burned out all right. A nice brisk pace, the way I like it.
It's okay. We all make mistakes.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
There was mention of a naming convention here, or count the pages, so I have to open an official case. Is there room? I'm interested in a naming convention too.
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name.
Okay.
A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples.
Okay. Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too. I don't wanna. Okay, we're reading this.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case. Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Okay. Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention. Or count the pages.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
That's the one. A lie. No, I mean a non-numeric one. With titles. Do we let him in on what's going on with us? I'm inclined to, yeah.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
Yep, cool. I seem to have named the case the Square Bullet Hole Murders, or don't mention it. Vote.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
Awesome.
I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to
Rail
him?
spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
Finally, shall we count the pages? Okay. We have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
Ooh.
Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
Commit to paper or go back to the case files? Commit to paper.
Sadly, the ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. It's unfitting of this monumental event.
Ask him for a pen or use the pencil.
The lieutenant looks at his blue notebook. 2 fat, shiny pens hang from the binder. Large caliber bullets on an ammo belt.
He's not going to want to give me his pen.
He is not really saying anything, just standing there, looking at them.
Oh, poor Kim. Can I have one? Fine, I'll just use this crappy pencil. $50-50. Let's roll the dice. It is ask, can I have one?
Know that I give this to you with resentment.
With this beauty, commit to paper.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the blue oblong pen in a brash freehand uncannily similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place.
Cross out the ones you've already finished.
A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
The Hanged Man, which is what's on the map. The Furies are at home in the mirror. The setting sun. Shit on a stick. Actually, I don't have one. Note. I was tempted to say shit on the stick, and if Cryer was here, that would have some votes in it, I'm sure.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now.
Glad we agree.
I'm
That
going
might...
to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Maybe that makes up for the pen? Kim, all my cases employ a naming convention similar to what we use on ours. Oh, we've already asked. That's basically the same tree. Close the case
You
files.
don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Right. Inspect the toilet paper. Inspect the clip. Browse the case files again, which we could probably skip. Logic roll. Can I read the case files now? Browse the yellow papers. Look at the clipboard. Smell the ledger. Vote. This is a long tree, isn't it? How's your dice tower, by the way?
In the
Any
back,
further on?
you see thin, translucent copy paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies.
Ooh, official forms.
These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
Cool. What types of forms are there?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work.
Shall we look at the misconduct fine, the station call, or the field autopsy? Ooh.
These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
Aha. Misconduct fine or field autopsy? Let's find out how we can find people.
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields, but they appear pleasantly vague.
Pleasantly vague, I see. Field autopsy time.
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in colour. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
We're done with these.
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copy of paper.
Okay, inspect the toilet paper, inspect the clip, do the challenge, look at the clipboard, or smell the ledger. I thought as much. Right, we've got a thing we can do here. We can go super brain. So let's do it. We will need to up intelligence to 7 and reduce something else. Go. Yep, let's do it.
Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the next world mural.
Wait. HDB 41, weren't those officer precinct? How long does it take to get rid of case? And VIT? Yeah. That's
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
an HDB.
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Horace, Debbie, Berenger, Haram, Jazarin, Binzakin. Those aren't my initials. I'm not feeling them. Wow. I don't know what to say to that. Dice roll. It is 1.
That is improbable.
How long does it take to read a case?
It takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
Right, the time is 19:05. We can sleep at 2100. I imagine this will advance time. So let's do at least one. So which one shall we pick? Should have just rolled the dice and re-rolled the 6. But okay, the couch in an unexpected location. Sounds good.
Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it, in the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young, and they thought they looked cool on it.
They actually looked like assholes. They looked really cool, like models. They looked really cool, like a rock band. In the middle of the street on the roof. That's an interesting one. Insufferable dicks. Young people are the worst. So anyway, you got a complaint about the damn sofa or couch or whatever it was.
They were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations. They took it too, where they also took photos of themselves on it and smoked cigarettes because they felt it's intellectual.
Aha.
Cigarette butts, coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up, and you did. So congratulations to you. Case solved.
Did I ever catch these guys? Those guys?
No, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called a real goddamn job. You don't have time to be chasing down the couch assholes. You have a real job to do. What next?
Yeah, and it's advanced time. So, yeah, let's do one more. But for this one, I'm going to roll the dice. And I'll re-roll a 4 or a 6. 3. The Square Bullet Hole Murders.
It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape.
But
That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead.
a sequence killer.
Who knows? Those pages are missing. What next? Don't worry. One day you may still catch the man with the square gun.
A gun. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to say I can
Not much
revisit
has
this
changed in the meanwhile. A
and
bunch
put the ledger away and save the game. And I'm just going to be right back because I need to go Oh, I need to go to the toilet and take a minute. So I'll be back in about 5 minutes, maybe. Maybe slightly more. So be right back. Okay, I'm back. Right, we have case notes. Come to think of it, what are we going to do? Before we go to bed, we've got some challenges we can retest on. But most of them are really, really hard. So, do we want to go through more case files? What do you think?
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Some local miscreant, probably.
Let's go through all the case files. I think you're right. I think that mug is going to turn into something bad. We probably shouldn't have picked it up.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabinet and a cool piece of toilet paper is stuck to the back.
Before we go through the case files, shall we go... shall we do the bits that we haven't done yet? So...
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Okay. Take it off. Leave it there. It's cool. Maybe it's kitchen tissues. They look exactly the same. $50-50, but the last one gets me more information, perhaps.
If you want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be kitchen tissue. It's not though. It's toilet paper.
And you thought... yeah, take it off.
Still wet, the toilet paper, I mean kitchen tissue, sorry, peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger and voila, the ledger now looks marginally better.
Getting a little bit of experience out of that. Let us inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run my finger across the aluminium. Enough of the clip.
The surface
go
is
with that.
interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read these there?
Lieutenant, is this one of your hologram watermarks you mentioned? Point to the sticker.
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
Interesting. What kind of information? How can I read it? That's all, thank you.
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved. How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
Mm-hmm. How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
You mentioned the headlights of your kinema?
Yes, RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermarks.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
That's all, thank you.
Okay.
He's got the keys. So,
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
let's have a look at the clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The A U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters RCM.
What did you say the colour was? Shake the ledger. Back to the rest of this mess. Why are we asking what the colour is again? I'm interested in that.
Blue.
Okay.
The blue heart. Don't look into it.
You definitely have a problem with the colour blue. Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
Ooh.
Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it.
Peek inside.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
How would I open
With
it?
your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Ooh. So we can come back to that one because interesting. It's telling me that Lonesome Long Way Home is giving me a negative check on this. Right, so shall we do a skill check on that? And we'll do a stats change first as well to see if we can do it. This we can retry it. So that would be Motrix that needs to go up, I think. That's right. Oh, let's do this. Let's give it a go.
Is not what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some. Then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck. The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly afraid of you for some reason.
Wonder why. Okay. Smell the ledger.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Lovely. Let's read a case file. It is now 8:20.
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one do you want?
Which one do you want? Vote. The Unsolvable Case.
A.K.A. Leslie and Burke. A.K.A. The public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in general, know it's unsolvable. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Bert to stop dismantling signage and rear view mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression.
Okay. Couldn't we just keep them off the streets or proceed? That's not working, so I'm just going to choose one.
You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Bert are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition because that's where the action is. Can you keep yourself off the streets?
Okay. Proceed.
Threatening, fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol, so Bert and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
What is Leslie doing? Public indecency.
Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Bert breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. You're drunk out of your mind on potent Pilsner. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face. Then you proceed to beat him unconscious with it. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who, at this point, is tending to Burke. He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore, can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke, who knows, but both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved, which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one?
Oof, that was uncomfortable. Yeesh. Next one. Next World Mural or Murder at the Hookah Parlour. Okay. We can do that.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the cliff.
Let's see what happens when we end the day. Let's also save it there just in case we regret that decision. Oh! That's...
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Let's do the visual calculus, shall we? Intellect needs to go to 7.
The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there, and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south, must have been in a hurry.
A car drove through the fence. Is this connected to the case?
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city.
Somehow that makes you feel scared. You don't know
Disconnected.
why.
This connected to the case?
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinaise. With a jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went, if you find the time.
Let's look into it later. One thing I'm interested in trying.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Alright, ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage. The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The raspberry gauge jumps, and the engine of the caprice Canada comes to life with a whiny growl. The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
There's a note of pride in the lieutenant's voice.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Do we look at the shimmering street grid or the perforations? A fine choice.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally up the different rows or look at something else? I'm just going to
The
go with that
first
one, yeah.
row has 18 dots.
Not bad. What about the next one? We like numbers, clearly.
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them
We
individually.
count 216 perforations. Considering that nice, large number, a wave of pride washes over you, though you can't say why, precisely.
What about the last row?
The last row has 3 perforations.
3? That's it?
That's it.
Look at the shimmering street grid, or ask him what do all these holes mean.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Wait, look around you. Where are we on this point to the halogen map?
You catch a faint glimmer from a broken beer bottle in the distance. Sounds. 2 men engaged in a drunken argument, followed by the closing of some distant window.
Ah, Martinaise at night.
He smells the air and says, "Where are we?"
Let me see. Right here.
He says, his finger near the top of the map on a segment of coast jutting out into the great ocean. Seems nice. Seems like a shithole. I'm sure I've seen worse. Vote!
Oh yes. Coal City. Le Royaume. The burnt out quarter.
Okay, let's ask what all these holes mean.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers often do. It's meant.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Wait, 18 years? 18 years I've done this? Got drunk like a megastar? I walked the land telling whores and lies of the end to come. There are 9,855 days remaining. Probably some boring office job, same as everyone else. I feel like I just went around apologising all the time. Do you really think I have any idea? Actually, I'm going to go with 1.
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth?
Same choices, just less of them. Okay, that's where we're going, I think.
Fair point. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see, wow, more than 200.
216 to be exact. Is that a lot? I would have thought there would be more. Okay.
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
So you're saying I used to be a super cop? I used to be good? That's some solace, I guess. What's the last number? I don't think I can ever re-become this person. What's the last number? Yeah.
Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
So I'm a killer. I was expecting a higher number, honestly. That's not too many.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way.
Okay.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious the Lieutenant doesn't think very highly of these officers.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Have you ever killed anyone, Kim? How do you handle the strain? Thanks for this. Conclude. I will go for 1 or 2.
Yes.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
How do you handle the strain?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
Fair play?
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Like what? Maybe I should find a hobby. Hobbies are lame.
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Everyone has their... Personally, I find it... Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Why not gardening?
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab. The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
Ooh, new skill point. Oh, look at this. We're mostly a sorry cop. We're pretty damn communist. We're 5 on the good cop, bad cop scale. Got an honour of 1. Alright. Not a bad day's work. Did I see anything else I wanted to look at? No. Have to go to the other door. That is the summer door. Oh, it's busy in here. We can't interact with any of these people. Oh, let's talk to...
Hello again, sweetie.
Yeah, but I haven't found my song. Need to find a song. we risk talking to Garte?
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for.
We want to let him know? Let him know.
How strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
Maybe you don't remember putting them there. Maybe you were sleepwalking. Or in a fugue state. Could someone on your staff have put them there? Who else has keys to the trash container?
The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself down the road. Thank you anyway.
Alright. Do we want to try any of the other ones here? We won't be. Well, I won't be with Rich. I am happy to play Phasmophobia with you if you want. 50-50. Okay, we've already done 3, so it'll be 2.
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my stuff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Ah, because you have to go downstairs to get a decent connection, is that right? Yeah, well, we can just leave it up to... Yeah. We can leave it up to that then, so let me know, and if it's too late, we'll do it another night. But I'm willing to play quite late, so... So, shall we ask him... Vote for 1 if you want to ask him 1. That makes sense. Oh, are they darts fans?
I think fugue states are more your forte, officer.
That's a fair comment, isn't it?
Yes. Another thing. Great.
Nothing.
I love those.
Nothing new in
Yes.
there. Right. So, anything else we can do here? No, what? Shall we just ask her for money? We've asked everyone else for money.
Hello again. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
If she could, this woman would feed and clothe you and every other sad, lost person on this earth.
We can roll for it. Or we can ask more.
You must be joking. Although our pay does sometimes feel like a joke.
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent living wage when you don't have a strong union behind you. Maybe you should talk to Evrard, the union leader.
Sorry for the delay. Just dealing with some messages.
Interesting idea. This Evrard sounds powerful. Maybe you can wrangle some coins out of his pocket.
Okay. Do we do the roll? Okay, if we're going to do this, let's do this full on. So, suggestion is psych. So I need extra psych. Do it.
Your deportment remains dignified as you shed a single manly tear.
It isn't easy for me to ask this of anyone, but I'm at the end of my rope. Any money you have could help me.
Sweetie, I only have a few cents on me, but I could give you this to pawn. Just I tied you over.
Oh my god. She unfastens a gold commemorative pin from her left jacket pocket and drops it into your palm.
Wonderful. He has a pin.
The pin is round and slightly tarnished.
Oh, I don't
Three
want her to take
sailboats
her
in
stuff.
bas relief with the sun hovering over the water behind them. A chipped green banner at the bottom reads, San Baptiste, Summer 31, Dinghy Races.
What is to pawn? Where can I pawn the pin? This will help me out, Lena. Thanks. Conclude. I promise I'll buy it back for you once I have more money. Conclude. I think I'm going to go with the questions.
It's easy. You bring a valuable item to a pawnbroker, who then gives you money for it. You can get it back later for a slightly larger sum if it hasn't been sold, but you never end up doing that anyway.
Oh dear. Okay, one of my stream monitor just went down, but it looks like it's back up. So cool.
Cross the plaza and follow the road along the coast. Down by the water, there'll be a shack nestled against an old stone facade. That's the pawn shop. An old friend of my husband's goes there often. He says the owner is quite helpful.
Okay. And I promise I'll buy it back for you once I have more money.
Oh, it's not an ancient family heirloom or anything, but I suppose it would be nice to get it back. I hope you're able to pawn that old trinket. Of course, dear.
We'll have a think about
I
that
just
when
wish
we
I
got
could have done
option.
more.
Oh, she's lovely. I've got to get going now. Right, finally end the day. Can't open the door. That's new. Oh, we need to wait another 20 minutes. Shall we read another case file?
Yes? It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Ooh. Right, so browse a case file, or open the hidden compartment in the clipboard again. Okay, so you need to do Motrix. Let's do it.
Just relax. The two sides of the board are slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the slides. All you need to do is bend the plastic on your knee, slowly. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just,
Slide the drawer open. Wait, somehow I don't want to. Fuck no, put the ledger away. Yeah, that's cool. Let's do it then.
What are you waiting for? Just. That's because you know where this leads to.
Ooh. Do we go for it? We're going for it.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Pick up the ticket stubs. Pick up the card. Proceed. Fucking kill yourself, you arsehole. Close the permeables compartment.
Two octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too.
Pick up the card. Proceed. Fucking kill yourself, you asshole. Close the permeables compartment. I'm desperate to know what happens when you select fucking kill yourself, your arsehole, but I'm worried that will actually kill myself.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Smell it first. Open it. Put it back.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored, a touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Open it or put it back.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy.
It's not going to make me happy.
Throw it away, please.
But it will make me happy. Keep reading.
A merciful wind blows in from the Bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
What was that? Throw the card in the wind. Hold on to it. Read the card. Okay. You need to know who we are.
Your hands shake, holding onto it. Every morning when I step out, you're asleep behind me. It says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Oh. Keep reading or stop. I'm gonna keep reading.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar distancing. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No, hold on. To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
Whoa!
There is nothing. Again. Nothing sad, brother. No treachery, just blackout.
No, this is a different dialogue.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia. That's me. Blue eyes, that's me. Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
Yeah, I think I'll wrap up soon. This has been quite intense.
The cool when you're dead, brother.
Like the cold when you're dead. Cool, Eric.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows.
No.
It's all on
Oh.
pause.
Reminds me strongly of some people I knew, and particularly the narrator in David Bowie's. Oh, I forget the name of the album, but it's a conceptual album. It has a narrator. It sounds a bit like this. Was that the X something? There was something about a bow collector too.
Loaded corpse of the past resurfacing.
No, it was beautiful. Yes, that.
Don't prod at it. It will start moving again.
There was something about a bow collector too.
Yeah, man. What was that about?
Enough. Just lie there motionless.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
I'm not coming that back. What is that? It's cold.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Where am
The
I?
upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
We're gonna drink.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself, as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Actually, beer and cider have loads of water in them.
You know, in the Franco-Nigerian centuries, the quality of water was so bad it was sometimes more hygienic to drink beer. Or just drink. Well, I didn't expect it to go down this rabbit hole. Oh. Okay.
But these are not the Franco-Nigerian centuries. We are in the present. It is safe to sometimes drink water here.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
I should ask you the same. I came into contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past, Lieutenant. I was dehydrated. It won't happen again. Fuck it. Start climbing out of the motor car.
You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to the hospital. Then you came to. 10 minutes, maybe.
Which of the other three will we say? Nice and wordy.
That does sometimes happen.
Ledger of failure and hatred.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Let's solve this case. Just nod. We'll be able to end the day.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interruptible and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Okay, let's have a look. Right. Gives me extra Inland Empire, extra empathy, and less authority. That's quite something. I'm going to swap it. For that, and try and remember I've got it. And let's finally try and end the day. Oh, go through the right door.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it? Yes.
Yes? What do you want to know? Good.
No, I think we have to do it at 2100, so a minute has to pass. Yeah, sorry, it has to be at 2200. Which is in 1 minute's time. I'll think about those later.
It's the ledger you found in the trap. Arson, petty theft, spat, household abuse, handwritten logs on dozens. You don't exactly. It takes about
there we go.
half an hour to piece one together. Using the system you've devised. Which one? Not much is checked.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year. We should take care of that then. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in his...
Though he finds this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you...
Before we do this, let's have a quick look at the inventory. Let's not carry a thing that reduces our authority. If this looks like it's going to be another long set of interactions to just to end the day, I will probably wrap it up and we can start with that tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Whatever I'm next on.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
I'll pay you back tomorrow, I'm an honest cop. It's cold out, I'll freeze to death because I'm losing the stupid money game. Come on, man, after everything I've been through. And Kim is about to say something. Let Kim say something.
I understand your predicament as the manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and... I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment.
Hold on, I still have my key, you know. This conversation isn't going anywhere, is it?
Not until you bring me the money.
Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
Okay, let's go.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back.
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
I confiscated these 4 a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinaise canal.
Okay. Let's get this conversation over and then I'll save up. What are those things? What do you mean confiscated them? I'm going to ask a question first.
There are spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity. A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high.
So you took his spinners. Isn't that corruption? I get it, you would have confiscated them too. They're mesmerizing.
I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence. I don't know, is it? I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back. No, that would be silly. I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. A cop with spinners. That would be outrageous.
He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark.
As I said, they're useless anyway.
But thank you. The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners. Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your combo type. Yes, guess what's yours?
Right, this is continuing to throw things at me when I kind of want to wind up. So I'm going to work through this.
Yes, sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here. Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, Liquid Shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go. What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't. They'll be super, super fine. It'll be totally okay. No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million. That won't happen.
Okay, and with that, we will leave it there. Whoa. That stuck a lot of stuff at us really, really fast. Oh, it's been fun. Thank you for dropping by and going through this with me, helping me make choices. I might be back tomorrow, or if not, over the weekend sometime. So I will catch you then.